Welcome back to the Survivorship Healthy Lifestyle Program. Today we're going to talk about mindful eating. In the average day, we make over 200 food decisions. Most of them we're not aware of. A lot of the times we eat simply because we think it's time to eat or people around us are eating. Sometimes we make food choices based on emotions, like we're sad or angry or stressed, or sometimes we're making food choices for reasons like convenience or taste or nutrition. Sometimes we're eating simply because the food is there. In a world where we're always multitasking, some occasional distracted eating can be inevitable, but a lot of us can benefit from a more mindful eating approach. Most of us aren't really in touch anymore with our hunger or fullness cues. A lot of popular diets out there actually teach you to ignore those cues and instead follow a set of rules that tell you when, how much, or what to eat. As children, most of us had the ability to regulate the amount that we ate based on our hunger and fullness cues. But as adults, a lot of us have lost touch with those cues. Mindful eating is a practice that involves paying attention on purpose and getting back in touch with those hunger and fullness cues and eating in a non-judgmental way. Try to incorporate some mindful eating practices into your daily life with some of the following tips. The first is to think about and rate your hunger on a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being the most hungry and 10 being the most full. Think about what it feels like to be at a 0 or 1. You might be agitated or feel upset. At a 10, you might feel nauseous or bloated, and at a 6 or a 7, you might feel full and satisfied and have a sense of well-being. You can use this scale before eating a meal or in the middle of a meal to kind of check in with those hunger and fullness cues. Another tip is to put your fork down in between bites and try waiting about 10 minutes before you go and get seconds. This is a great time to again check in with those hunger and fullness cues and ask yourself, am I still hungry? Am I still enjoying this food? Or am I eating it just because it's there? You also want to eat when you do feel hungry. Don't try to save calories for later or for a bigger meal or for a party. This can often lead to you feeling much more hungry by the time you get to that occasion and often leads to overeating. Practice eating a food mindfully. Take a raisin, a grape, or even a piece of chocolate and try to use all 5 senses to describe the food before you eat it and while you're eating it. What do you notice about the texture, the aroma, the taste? Are these things that you typically notice when you're eating this food? Practices like this, again, can help you sort of check in and get back in touch with enjoyment of food and those hunger and fullness cues. That wraps up our segment on mindful eating, and be sure to check out the rest of our videos from our Survivorship Healthy Lifestyle Program.